Okay, hey guys, I think I'm live. Okay, so I'll try a few, or maybe at least one rapid game, 10-0 game. So I'll set the range to above 2000. As always, let me know if there's a problem with the sound or even the image, because Lichess changed the design. So I had to change the layout of the window in OBS. Okay, it's taking a little bit long for a game to come up. I'm not sure why. Yeah, I'm not sure why because 2000 doesn't seem. Okay, so Lichess has already detected that I'm streaming. Okay, there's a game. Okay, now. Okay, so he didn't play c4. So usually when white plays c4s, I play c4. I play c5. But I've been having a streak of bad games with this opening, so I've been wondering what to play in response to D4 and C4, but now I guess we'll play a semi-Slav. Okay, so here I'm hesitating between bishop d6. I guess that's what I'll play, or knight bd7, but I'll play bishop d6 so that I can castle sooner rather than later. Okay, so now of course he's threatening to push. So I guess I could take on e4 and then play bishop e7. I could play bishop e7 right away, but yeah, I guess no, I think I have a preference because otherwise he gets a pawn here. Otherwise there's h6, but that seems unnecessary. So I think he'll take, and then bishop e7. Yeah, that looks simple. And then I'll castle, play knight bd7, play either e5 or c5. I can play queen b6 maybe to attack the pawn on b2. Now, of course, white has to do something about the knight. Okay, so here I'll take with the bishop because I didn't like bishop h6 after g takes. Now I have to decide. I can't imagine my king going to the queen side, so g takes looks kind of bad. Let me just make sure there's no problem with it, for instance, after queen to b3. I don't see any problem with it. Okay, this pawn is kind of weak. I don't know if I can do something about the defender. I'll castle for now. Okay, so now of course I want to develop. If I play knight d7, trying to push for e5, you'll just play rook e1. Then I guess I have rook e8. Yeah, you could even go for knight e5. So I think maybe c5 right away. Actually, c5 right away looks good because if he takes, I'll just take here. So let's try to open up a little bit. This opens also the square for the knight, for knight to c6. Now I'm not actually threatening to take the pawn because let's say this is my move. I take, he can take back because if I take with the queen, then he has bishop check and then I lose my queen. So I'm not actually threatening to win a pawn. I might be threatening to take it, but I'm not going to win the pawn. Now, given that I'm probably, oh well, see, I was gonna say I'm probably not gonna get to play e5, but now I might, because I can take. Actually, now I could take. I could take for good. You can have the h7 pawn. So I think that's what I'll do. Okay, now probably either knight to c6 or e5 to defend the pawn. Knight to c6 is good. I just need to watch out for. Okay, so hopefully I'll get to play e5. And then either way this pawn is protected and it's passed. Okay, I was hoping to play either c5 or e5. Now I have to do something. So I think I'll develop the bishop. I could develop with tempo. Oh, it's not with tempo because he can take and then it also defends the pawn. So I think I'll have to defend. Oh, so I'm actually losing this pawn, aren't I? Let's see if I can save it. Okay, I don't have to lose this pawn. I can lose this pawn. So, because this pawn, if I can keep it, that'd be cool. So I think I'll defend it. Okay, so I still can't push the pawn to defend it. I could try to attack either. Actually, I would like to develop this bishop at this point. So I'll try this. this move. It's kind of I might actually lose two pawns, but if I lose two pawns, I'll get some compensation, hopefully. Okay, so he took that pawn instead. So let's see what I could try. I could actually take and then go here with tempo. I don't think there's a point in pushing. If I push, he can come here. He's got, oops, not this one, but he's got pressure on the diagonal. So I think I'll try to take. Let me just make sure I'm not. Yeah, actually, I am making a mistake because no, not even. I can still go here. Oh, but he has check. No, he doesn't. Okay, I'll try it. I don't have much time left. It's a good thing that the knight is separated by one square in diagonal from my queen. He can't attack it with the knight very easily. So this pawn on b2 is kind of weak. Okay, not anymore. So here I think I'll move with tempo, defend the pawn on c6. Now I need to keep in mind he's got queen h3 check whenever he wants. So I don't know if there's something for me to do with this kind of tension. I think what I'll do at this point, I don't see the threat, so I think at this point I'll just get out of the potential queen checks that he's got. Okay, now he's attacking the c6 pawn. So I think I'll try to move over to the king side. So I don't have that much time left. Okay, let's see. So he blocked the diagonal, and he's defending f3 pawn a few times. So should I defend the pawn on c6? I think I'll go back now that he's blocked the diagonal, because I'm nowhere close to mating on g2. So I've got some pressure on the knight on d4. So I wonder if he's gonna take the c6 pawn. Okay, let's not wonder too long. Should I take back with the queen? Probably not, because the rook is in the corner. So now I'm hoping I'll have an attack on the king. So which way? If I go with the queen, he just goes back with the rook. So I think I'll try it this way. And actually, I think this is looking good because the king goes up. I have a queen check, I think. Otherwise, this check, but this check is not as good because then he can go here. So I'll try this. Yeah, this is looking it's looking like I'm gonna be mating. I think it's mate in two, unless I'm mistaken. So I guess the c6 pawn was kind of poisoned. So my opponent resigned. Yeah, so after he takes on c6, it went down in just a couple of moves. So I kind of lucked out because it didn't start off well. Here, I think this should be fine because I think this is the semi-Slav, isn't it? Yeah, I mean, it's been played so many times. So bishop d6 here is by far not a mainline move, and it doesn't score too well. E3, E5 is not has not been recorded, at least in the database that Lichess uses. So H6 I find. So what after bishop H4, D takes C, G5, but none of this scores. This looks drawish according to the statistics. Okay, E4, and I bet it's very theoretical, so I don't care for this line. And then just bishop E7 maybe. Okay, so white seems to score quite well. So D takes C4 looks like the more challenging line according to the statistics. 21% win for black. Oh, but also 35% for white. So H6 might be the safer one. But D takes E4 is the main move. B5, yeah, that looks theoretical as well. Yeah, maybe I'm not a fan of E6 is the main move. Maybe E6 here? And then he can't play E4. I guess he could play knight. What happens after knight C3? Okay, and then just D5. So, yeah, okay, so bishop D6 a mistake, and then I wasted a move right here, going back to E7. This looks fine, except I'm way behind in development. And it's kind of hard to develop, actually. And here, let's see what the computer thinks. So actually, yeah, maybe I overestimated how safe the pawn was. I guess it is already attacked once and it's only defended once, so I should have maybe been more careful. But it's hard not to take a pawn in the center in exchange for uh, a pawn on h7. And then he played the best move according to the computer. Here I played fine. And here it's already complicated. The computer doesn't think it's too bad, but it's already kind of complicated. Rook b8, better move. I saw it too late, I think, and I never actually played it. But so rook to d8, and then yeah, you can already tell that the pawn is weak. c5 is not immediate because of the pin on the rook. I would lose my rook. Oh, here it looks like I missed it. Okay, so I missed rook b8 again. Okay, so I'm not sure which way this line is going. Let's say he takes. Let's say he takes with the rook, just to avoid any kind of tactics. See, but here already, according to the computer, is quite even. Okay, well, anyhow, so this was complicated. Here, yeah, okay, so here the score isn't too high. And here the queen kind of, here this is an interesting move because I kind of wasted a move, but okay, so the computer doesn't dislike it for sure. I was just trying to get away from, because you never know when it's going to become a problem. Queen h3 check. So I got out of the way, kind of a waiting move too, waiting to see what he's gonna do. Then rook check. Here I was threatening mate, and here I think I went back to get pressure on the pawn and also inviting some sort of taking on c6. Because I actually, when when I didn't defend the pawn on c6, what I thought was going to happen was rook check and then queen here check, and the king would come up. But then it turns out I had the better move, which I ended up playing queen h5 check or queen to h4 check. Um, because let's go to the position because that's what my opponent played. So here my opponent captured, which allowed me either way. Either he takes and he loses a rook, so of course he's not going to do this. So he traded and then he took back the piece, but it was already too late. Here, what I had envisioned when I was debating defending c6 was queen check here. Um, he can't defend with the rook. He can't defend with the queen because then I'll pin the queen. But here he has king to g3, and I'm not sure how to continue the attack. Let's look at the score. Well, I'm okay. So yeah, so piling up is good. Actually, it's the only move in this position to retain the advantage or to continue the attack. But here I couldn't see. I had definitely missed. Also, I had seen uh, that I might run into back rank checks and then some sort of queen, queen check or. But here I played it correctly and my opponent resigned. So, big blunder from my opponent taking the pawn on c6 because it was kind of poisoned. So I got lucky. Let's do at least another one. Okay, so we're playing against an opponent I've played before, apparently. Oh, you guys can't see, but my score is 2.5 to half. So over 3 games, I've won two and I've drawn one against this guy. So here I think I'll play d5 and then probably c6. Here, the problem now with the I guess it's not a big problem, but with the c3, he can now play queen to b3 to have pressure on b7. For instance, if I'm going to play bishop g5, which I don't think is a good move. So maybe c5, maybe e6. I'll try to play c6. Um, Here, I think I'll just offer a trade and be ready to recapture with the pawn. Here, I'm leaning towards attacking the. I think I'll do it before he plays knight to b2 because I'm not sure where else his knight is going. So here, this looks a little bit like a London opening where if I take, he takes backs, and then he's going to be playing e3 and bishop d3, having pressure on h7. So in those situations, I would like to get my bishop on f5, but with the pawn on e6, I'm not sure which way to do it. So if I take, because if I take, I'm risking the h file, and h7 is going to become weak. So I need to do something about the bishop coming here. Maybe f5 is a possibility. But this looks, with the h file open, it looks like my king is kind of weak. And then he might even think about going queenside. So Maybe I'll let him take here, move with tempo, yeah, and then I would have a strong center. So I won't play c6 just yet, because I would like to take back with the pawn if he takes. So maybe I'll just castle, actually. Either that or bishop or knight bd7. Okay, I'll play knight bd7. I'll get ready to defend either the knight or the pawn here. Sorry, I took so long for this move, and then I ended up playing last minute last minute choice. Yeah, so Seigneur said in the chat, poison pawn. Yeah, the yeah. C6, of course, he's talking about. Okay, so I'll try. I don't know if f5 now or just castle or even knight to f6. Maybe I should play f5 and then knight to f6 if I can. Yeah, but the knight becomes strong. Maybe I'll castle to retain the possibility of playing f6. Well, now if he plays bishop d3, it's going to be an easy game. Should I play f6 and kick the knight and eventually play f5? So for instance, f6, he's going to go here. So maybe I should play a6. He might come here. And then this square is weak. Let's say he plays knight here. Doesn't look too bad, but it looks risky. What else do I have? Yeah, this square is because if I play this, uh, and then I could back up, but it looks doesn't look that strong. So I'm not sure what to do. Let's play a6, and then if he gets here, I'll play b5. Okay, well he might be beating me by a one tempo. So here I wish I could have played f5 first, but f5 I lose the option of f6. So he can't attack this pawn that easily for now. Now the danger would be f6, knight here, and then knight back. Oh, and then oh no no, I'm not gonna get f6 if I play knight to f6 to defend the pawn. Okay, how do I defend the pawn? I could play f5 and then take, yeah, this looks bad, because the only bishop that remains is the one that's all blocked in. Uh, okay, let's say knight f6, uh, knight here threatening to attack the pawn. I could take, and then maybe go back with the knight, or attack and then bishop b7. Okay, so I might give him the h file, but I don't think it matters because I'll be developing quickly. I'll be holding on to the pawn. I'm pushing him away. I'm not a fan of giving him the H file, but I had to make a decision. I didn't want to take the knight with the bishop. Okay, so he castled queenside. I'm kind of surprised because it looks because now I can even play b5 now. Okay, I'll play b5, gain space where he just castled, inviting knight to c6, which will come with a tempo of my own if he does. Okay, I didn't see this. I'll get out of the pin. I'll defend c6. So I think I'll have to speed it up a little bit. This pawn is definitely weak, as now the defender's attacked. So I might have to play bishop b7 at some point. But at least I got out of the pin. I also got out of the other pin that prevented me from taking the knight. That's why I played queen to e8 instead of bishop e7. Okay, I still need to watch for this pawn, so he's planning on taking back with the knight if I take, but it looks like it's opening his kingside a lot, so I'll consider it. And now I think I'll develop the bishop, defend the pawn, because I need to develop my pieces. And also, this pawn is very strong in the center, blocking the bishop, and also blocking the queen actually from h6. And through this process, I've also avoided opening up the h file for him. So now my kingside is a little bit busted, but I it doesn't feel bad for now. Maybe I'm over optimistic, but so if I pin, he's just gonna get out of the way. Now this pawn is no longer attacked. I could actually start to move in. And if he takes, I'll open yet another file towards his king. Now I could put my queen here to get pressure. Trying to move a little bit more quickly. Okay, now he's exposing himself to a bunch of pins and sacrifices. Where do I want to keep this rook? I think I'll keep it on the king side. There's no other sacrifices I can do for now, so I'll develop the rook and defend the queen for now. Uh, but it's only temporary, I suppose, because he only has to move the king or block the pin, even with the knight. So unfortunately, I've got quite a bit of a time disadvantage, and um, there's no increment, so I can't even try to get a good position and then play a quick technical game. I didn't even before playing Rook B8. I didn't even look for tactics like Knight to B3, Knight to B6. Okay, so now he's threatening to take the queen. So I'll have to retreat, but to where? Maybe here and then maybe threaten a battery. We'll see what happens. I might lose the spawn, but my preference was to keep the rook on the king side there because if he ever comes, I can move the rook around. I can also move over to the queen side if I need to. Okay, so here I'll definitely take towards the center, open up another file towards the king. So here my pawn is hanging, but life can go on, I suppose. Okay, so here I'll attack the bishop. So I'm down a pawn, but and I'm also down quite a bit on time, but I've got open lines towards this king. So I've got quite a bit of pressure on the G file, and even if he moves up one of the pieces, he's still got the other piece. Yeah, so this is looking pretty dangerous. I just wonder if I can pull the trigger. So the bishop is blocking the diagonal to the queen. This rook is not developed, and somehow uh, the H file hasn't opened. So the time difference is starting to dissipate. Now that the position is dangerous. Okay, so we moved the king. So I've still got pressure on the G file with the queen being here, but now I need to move quickly. So maybe I can threaten to take here, and then let's say he takes back with the pawn. I can take, and then he has this move. Not sure how to continue. So let's say I take, he takes, I take queen here, and then I can't defend this square to move the rook. So maybe I should take with the bishop. Bishop still looks. So I'm not sure actually how to play this. What about this move? Okay, I'll try it. I don't know if I should have sacked on g3, but time is going by rapidly. If he goes back, not sure which way I'll do it. Yeah. So it's still dangerous. Okay, but this pawn is pinned, so I can take on g3. And which way should I take? If I take here, he can push here. Okay, I think I'll take. Oh, should I take with the rook? What am I threatening with the bishop? So I'm actually threatening to take here. Let's say he plays this. Okay. I'm gonna have to play a little bit faster. But now he's defending A2 quite well. It might be decided on time though, this game. Let's see. Uh, okay, well, I'm having trouble seeing anything more interesting, and now I've only got 52 seconds left, so. And again, with no increment. Okay, how do I deal with this? Is there a way? No, because the rook is hanging. Let's try this, but unfortunately, I think I'm gonna run out of time. Yeah, I'll definitely run out of time now. Maybe I'll offer the trade of rooks, but I can try to flag, so I'll offer the trade of rooks. I can't do it now. Here I'm not sure which way to continue. Okay, let's offer a trade of rooks. So this wins a rook, and now I think uh, it's going to be hard for him to defend, even with 28 seconds. Which way? So yeah, I think this is going to be it. It's not made, but it's close. Probably close enough. Actually, I might be. No, I'm not quite mating. Okay, so he gave up. So he had not rook, but queen back. And then I was trying to decide. Not that it matters now, but after this, do I take? I don't have any tactics here because he can take it, and I don't have pressure on a2. But should I play queen to d8 instead of taking the queen? And then he has to defend, so even rook here, which I hadn't seen, I think would work. Looks like it would work. Uh, but then I think he just takes. And then, oh, I might be getting the rook here. Yeah, okay, so I would have run. I would have won the rook. Either he goes here and then I take, or uh, he goes here and then I check again. And now I'll be winning the rook. So it was a good attack, but it's almost certain I didn't play the best things right about here when it started to get complicated. So I was quite satisfied with him taking on a6 because I knew I was gonna lift the rook and then get pressure. I could have played also rook a8, not sure which one is better. But this move, rook f to b8, really gives him problems on the g file, on the b file, sorry. Because now he's got two bigger pieces aligned with it, and I've already got pressure with the bishop, and the bishop is immune for now because he can't ever play this for now because I'll take. And again, he's got two pieces in the way for a pin, so he tried this. Rook here. Here, this is where I spent quite a bit of time. Yeah, I spent a whole minute. I was trying to decide should I sack one way or the other, and then towards the end, uh, I landed on rook a8. Before we look with the computer, rook takes. Of course, if he takes, I'll just take it, and then I don't even need to mate him. I can just win on material. So I'm not sure where he would go, but let's say uh, he goes here. Just because if he goes here, I could play this move. But let's say he goes back. I could still play this actually, and then also rook a8 now. So this looks actually strong. I'm not sure why I didn't play it. Let's say queen to d2. I can still play this. Maybe this is not that good. I don't know. Yeah, maybe this is not too strong because I've got only two pieces left. Let's look at the score. Also, it is strong. I'm not sure why. I guess this is almost forcing a rook back in the corner. Yeah, but I've only got two pieces. It's. I'm almost certain. Yeah, so it says the score is -7. Actually, a move two moves I haven't mentioned yet. Okay, the fancy queen to a4. Or yeah, queen a4. And then if he takes, I take the queen, and I'm on a2. So yeah, I didn't see that move. Oh, so here actually better move than I was satisfied with. Okay, yeah, so the score went back. Uh, but here even bishop takes looks good apparently. I'm not sure. Okay, let's say this move instead. Okay, so this doesn't win, but I'm not sure why. So let's say this move, because this I saw. Okay, so he push, I push, so it doesn't matter. Uh, so I'm threatening this pawn. Okay, and what's the difference with this move? It's very complicated. So here I played the correct move, and I guess I've played fine moves. Even here, the score is still good. And here, queen a7 was also a very strong move that I missed, but I'm still not sure why. Maybe because I'm pinning the pawn and bringing a piece into the attack, the queen. Okay, so I didn't play it perfect. And here, okay, so this is good. But here, this is where I started to struggle. Rook ba3, yeah. So here oh boy, I've played one of the worst moves I could have played. It looks like. So what's up with Rook b4? I I don't see it. Am I threatening to take? I guess I am. That's the thing. Because then if he takes back, queen here maybe. Let's look at it briefly. So let's say he plays at a non-move like h4, and so here let's say I take, he takes. Let's say I take, and let's say he takes back. So what do I do? Maybe queen here. He's forced to play his queen here, and then I suppose this move, yeah, and then I can win the queen. So I played one of the worst moves I could have played. And so actually, let's look at the alternative. So they're all staying on the B file, but here I tried to double up. I did miss that this move, bishop to c4, was newly possible. So it used to not be possible, but now it was possible. And here it's fine. I take. Okay, so kind of slow move, but here it looks like I lost the advantage. But I was expecting him to take, and of course now he can't take back because I'll mate him in one. Let's say here, I saw that if I pushed, he was gonna attack it. Oh yeah, and I guess I would have lost it. So I saw that far, and I saw that if I pushed, he was going to attack it, and I didn't look at whether I was going to be able to defend it. But I knew I was capturing with tempo. But yeah, this looks okay. At least it's still a draw, but it I did lose all of the attack. But here he blundered. So did I play this correctly? I think so, huh? Yeah, I didn't play this, but okay. Well, that was cool. Two wins. That was kind of lucky, but well, the last game was fun. But first game, I was lucky with the c6 pawn that he took. So I'll call it quits for now. Thank you guys for watching. As before, feel free to leave comments and give feedback on maybe the picture, if the image, because I did change the design since the redesign of the website on Lichess. And then if the microphone, I'm also using a different microphone that I used to, so if you've got feedback on this as well, feel free. And then otherwise, thanks again for watching, and I'll see you guys at some other time.